guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just gonna do another book review. I haven't done one in a while. And today's book review is gonna be about the Into the Darkness novel series. So Lights Out, Caught Up and Game On by Navessa Allen. I love all of these books so fucking much and I can't wait to get into this because this is gonna be really interesting to talk about. I did read Lights Out and Caught Up during summer 2025, and I read Game On now like in April-ish, so a month ago. So Game On is much more like fresh in my mind, so don't mind me if I yap about that a bit more. Okay, let's get started. First book, Lights Out. This book is perfect. I'm not saying this only because it's my best friend's favorite book, so I can't say anything bad, otherwise she's gonna kill me. I'm also saying this because this book is perfect. This book, it's one of the funniest books that I have ever read in my life. I don't think I've genuinely read a funnier book than this. Like, this is hilarious. It's like perfect. The humor is perfect. He is so funny. Josh is so funny. I love the Batman voice. The Batman voice is literally 11 out of 10. Amazing, incredible. Like, I love when, you know, Josh started talking Allie and started like going into her home, and then he started talking to Fred immediately like he was their child, you know. It was so cute. And then when they got, you know, that's a spoiler alert, when they got another cat at the end, Maud, oh my god, I am obsessed. I'm just so obsessed. I love that they have cats. That's so fucking cute. And another spoiler alert, at the very end, you know, when everything's happened, all the plot has happened, and then Josh proposes. I'm not gonna say how it happens. You gotta read the book to know, but I love that proposal. Was like perfect. That was so good. And you know, I think we can't talk about these books without talking about the kings. My favorite kings are probably in here. My favorite trope is definitely in Game On because enemies to lovers. Duh, I love enemies to lovers. It was a great, because that was the first like dark romance, light dark romance, I don't know, book that I read. So that was a great introduction to dark romance for me. By the way, I'm like obsessed with dark romance now, so the knife scene, chef's kiss. What's like a good quote? And I love how Josh kept talking to Fred like, Daddy will tell Mommy later when there aren't delicate ears without hearing distance. Then Allie says, I'm pretty sure it's our responsibility as parents to scar our children. Bill's character. Their chemistry also off the charge. Like, I wrote that the chemistry is off the charge for Caught Up actually, but their chemistry is so good. 10 out of 10. It's so funny. I would never get bored in a relationship like this. Like, this is the perfect relationship. This is the perfect book. No notes. 10 out of 10. That's my rating for this book. It's incredible. 10 out of 10. Okay, and now let's talk about Caught Up. At the time, I liked it better than Lights Out. I don't think that's true anymore. I think it was just new. It was newer and more fresh, so I was like, oh my god, I love Caught Up. But no, I think I like Lights Out more than I like Caught Up. But I love Caught Up. I love all of these books. I love Lauren. Lauren is such a feminist queen. I love her. I love the confidence. I love the girl boss energy of her. I love her so much. She's iconic. The chemistry of these two is so off the charge. Like, he's suddenly need to like own her in a way, or like, oh my god, this sounds so bad, but like, that's what dark romance is all about. This is the lightest version of dark romance I've read. If you read like the Legacy of God series by Marina Kent, or like Haunting Adeline, which I also just read recently, this is nothing compared to that, okay? Just possessiveness. I really love possessiveness. The PDA in this book, I love it. And that's, I think, why it made me so excited. I remember, were they in a church or something? And they were like in a closet or something? I don't remember, but that was great. That was no notes. Oof, so good. Oh, and I loved Fred and Maud, you know, Josh and Allie's cats hating Junior. I love that little lore drop. That was so cute. And for the quote from this book, they were in Allie and Josh's house, and Junior like took Lauren's hand, and then Lauren was like, such a gentleman all of a sudden. And then he said, that's me, a real gentleman. Grab her hand in the streets and her hair in the sheets. And I love that quote. Yes. Yes. Their dynamic was really interesting because they were like childhood lovers, question mark. I read this book in August of 2025, so it's been a hot minute. I think, yeah, they were like childhood lovers or something. But yeah, a great book. I'm gonna say, because I did like Lights Out more than I liked Caught Up. And even though I love Caught Up so much, like, mark my words when I say these 3 books are fucking amazing. I recommend, highly recommend. They're so good. But I'm gonna have to go lower because 10 out of 10, that's supposed to be reserved for the best of the best. And because I did like Lights Out more than I liked Caught Up, I'm gonna give Caught Up 8 out of 10. Now, let's get into the last and most recent read of mine. Game On. Oh my god. Okay, first of all, I have so many opinions about the design. Why is the Game On part green when the book title for the other 2 books is white? Why is that green? Why? Also, another thing, why is the green so much brighter than the blue and the red? It looks so out of place. It looks spottier than the other 2, so it looks just like a spotty green next to perfect shades of blue and red. Like, why? It's so neon. Oh, and then there's this little detail here. These details, right? Why is this one the only different one? You know what I mean? These are both skull, and this is a mask. Why not change this skull for this one? Because Junior had a bike. Why not change it into like the biker's helmet? Like this? Why keep that a skull and then change that into a mask? Just some small, tiny little things that I really don't like. Anyway, so that's a design issue. That has nothing to do with the book. I love the book. Enemies to lovers. Enemies to fucking lovers. I love an enemies to lovers, and this was well done. Like, she really hated him, and he like really hated her. And I think he started liking her before she started liking him, but like, it was just so amazing. Half of the book they just hate each other, and they're fake dating, of course, because all the green books have to have fake dating in them, like Twisted Lies, and I actually can't remember any others right now, but of course all the green books had to have fake dating in them. It reminded me a lot of Twisted Lies, actually, because, well, her name is Stella, exactly as in Twisted Lies. It's a green book. They fake date. She's like a business owner. Oh, she's a tattoo artist in this book, and I love her. She's such a badass. Oh, this is a huge spoiler alert because I had no idea that was gonna happen. So please, if you haven't read it yet, then skip this part, skip the next like minute or so. But I loved how at the end of the book they became a throuple. I love that AJ and I loved. That was incredible. That was everything to me. When that happened, it was like, yes! Yes! I love that because it was so different. It like really made Game On stand out from Lights Out and Caught Up. Also, the plot twist in this book was like much bigger than in the other 2, in my opinion. It wasn't half as funny as the other 2 books. Definitely not half as funny as Lights Out. I don't think anything can be as funny as Lights Out. It was mostly just them hating each other, a lot of drama, a lot of plot twists, a lot of things happening, and that's why I loved it so much. So, she was kind of fucked up, and he was kind of fucked up, and they could have been so good fucked up together if they both were on the dark side, you know what I mean? Like they did in Lights Out, kind of, a little bit, slightly, because they also kind of did it on the dark side, and they didn't really want to do it, but, you know, they ended up doing some bad things, but also to a bad person, so it's fine. But in this book, like, she was kind of like a badass, you know? Like, she was kind of a little rebel, I guess. And he was truly fucked up, blackmailing her and stuff. So I wish they became fucked up together, you know? Like the gambling or whatever he did. They could have done it together, you know? I love when darkness and darkness unite, creating more darkness. I think it's so interesting and just something that I would love to see more of. But instead, at the end of the book, a huge spoiler alert, at the end of the book, he becomes like good because of a big realization that he has, which I'm not gonna mention because I want you to read this book. Read this goddamn book. It was amazing. But there's like this huge realization that he has like overnight, and he suddenly becomes this nice guy. Completely switched personality. Like, he became good so quickly, all of a sudden, out of nowhere. It's just something about how sudden it was really frustrated me. It's so funny how, well, because this is my favorite book. If you didn't know already, Game On is my favorite of the 3. But I have the most complaints about Game On. I have the most things that I wish were different about Game On, and yet it's my favorite. Because I love complexity. I love huge plot twists, and this is what that book was. A huge goddamn plot twist. So to me, Game On is the best one out of these, in my personal opinion. But if I had to choose like a perfect book, Lights Out. If I ranked these books from like how much I enjoyed them, it would be Game On, Lights Out, and Caught Up. But if I had to rank them based on like how much the plot makes sense, or how good the book flows, or how good the character development is, you know, all of that stuff, then I would say Lights Out, Game On, and Caught Up. Because Caught Up is just, it's also the thinnest one of them all. So that's why Caught Up, I think it's just had something missing. It wasn't like a complete book, and both me and my bestie, we talked about this, and we can't remember a lot that happens in Caught Up. It's just kind of forgettable, I guess. Yikes, because I love that book. I love all of these. But yeah, Game On, I will never forget this book. This was incredible. I really recommend reading it. There are issues with this book, but I think that's why I love it so much. I think the complexity and the like non-perfection of it is what like pulls me towards books. That's why I love The Legacy of Gods, because there is so much happening in those books. There's so much lore. I've read the first 4. I have God of Fury and God of War left. So I can do a book review about that once I'm done with the series, because I would love to, because that's my favorite series ever. The Legacy of Gods series by Rena Kent is my favorite series of all time. So I just love complexity. I love when things don't go the way you expect them to. Okay, god damn it. I did the outro and everything, but my phone stopped recording. I think I didn't get to the rating yet. I'm gonna rate this 9 out of 10. Because as much as I enjoyed this book and I love it so much, there is so much to critique about this book. So I can't give it a perfect 10 out of 10 like I did for Lights Out. That's my final ranking then. 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, which it pains me, but it's just, it's the right thing to do. To me, this is a 13 out of 10, okay? To me, this is a 100 out of 10. So this is my book review of the Into the Darkness novel series. I love them so much. I think this is like a complete trilogy. I don't think there's gonna be another book. I love these books, and I highly recommend for all of you to read and get all of them, because I love this author. I'm so excited for Navessa to make a new series. I think there was like one for like Valentine's Day or something. I'm so excited to see what else she's gonna write, especially like this. This is just a masterpiece, okay? This is the perfect, most funniest, amazing book ever, okay? Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe. Maybe I'll see you in the next one. Bye!